Welcome, welcome. It's Sunday afternoon. You know what that means. It means Jeraffemy is back because Xbox is happening. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Good evening, actually. It's pretty much, 10 to 6. Good evening, everyone. Hope you're doing well. I am, of course, Jeraffemy, Jeremy Graves. I will be joined, all going well soon, by Felflowne. They are currently, as I will say, in transit and on assignment ahead of getting onto the stream this evening. So they will be joining in audio-only form, most likely. Once things have, once the stream has got going, quite frankly, like the Xbox stream, so we will see. Noodle may be involved. I will let Claire divulge once all is said and done as needed, or if and or appropriate. Hope you're all doing well today. We've already got some wonderful folks in the chat. We've got Maddie Boo Twitches. Hello once again. Multiple times today we have spoken, but it's been lovely. Good evening to you, Moth Fox, and good evening to you, Mistress Mello. We are all gathered for this Xbox Games Showcase, of which I will now actually point out. As you can see, the stream is going, and things just refreshed. That was really convenient. I got rid of that chat thing. So, here is what currently is the sound in the background of the Xbox stream. This is the setting we have. And hello, Felf. Fancy meeting you here. Yeah, so, this is the sound we've got in the background. This stream's been get ready for the showcase element of the stream has been going for about 20 minutes now. It started like at 5:30 because I was getting things set up and suddenly the stream refreshed and this started. So yes, I don't know exactly what this is meant to represent. There is probably something patently obvious. Now, Claire, you say that. I take that to be popping in for a quick, 4 A's. Is that a quadruple A game? Or a quick Which is it? That said, you said you aren't going to mute things, because buses, as it were. But yes. Also, for anyone who, I'm actually going to put some music on again in the background alongside this. There we go. The sound of fishing and sounds, as it were. And music. For anyone who wants to know the latest update in the saga of Jeremy's chair, the office chair, which I am currently sitting on, all I will show you is that I'm already holding the wheel. This thing just doesn't stay in the chair now, so I am my chair is literally one wheel short now, so I still have to periodically remember which one is it. Oh, thank you so much, Harriet. Thank you so much. Subscribe for 22 months, it says. And hello, Lego World Tour. Hope you're doing well. Welcome, welcome. They're saying gives the same vibe of watching the whole hour of the ticking countdown for the Fantastic Four trailer. Ain't that the truth? I'm very much looking forward to the Fantastic Four film, but of course I am someone who avoids trailers like the plague, as it were. So I will eventually just see the film, as it were. I've seen a couple of, I think, the posters because it's difficult to avoid it. But we will see how things go in due course and such. But thank you for joining us this evening. Hope you're doing well today. And yes, so the office chair saga, I am 100% one wheel short, and I can't remember exactly where the wheel is missing on my chair. So at some point, if there is a massive announcement and it looks like I've lost balance, it's because I have, even though I'm sitting down. That's how this rolls. Worth mentioning as well that if you've not seen the recent streams that have been going on this channel, Wednesday evening there was my reaction to the PlayStation State of Play stream that included the James Bond First Light first reveal, and there was also Marvel Token Ultimate Souls, if I've got that name, or Fighting Souls, it's one of the two, where I did lose my mind a bit. If you saw that, so you can watch that. Then, of course, Felflowne and I were back on Friday evening. We were doing our second part of our playthrough of the Somnium Files. Then we watched all of the Summer Game Fest broadcast with I think I counted in the end near 60 games that were announced or shown off on that stream, so there was a lot going on. And in hindsight, now I've had a day to sort of sit on it and think about it, I think overall that Summer Game Fest stream, it was alright. It wasn't stellar, it wasn't naff. If I had to give some kind of rating, maybe a 3 out of 5. There was some good stuff in there, there was some stuff I couldn't care less about, but there was a nice variety, which I think was a really good thing that was needed throughout this week. And overall, I think a problem with that show was the sequencing of where all the trailers came, because there's a lot of stuff. I've still got, like, hang on, he says grabbing some paper. I've still got my myriad of lists here that I wrote down as the thing was going along. And it's just a lot of this just kind of blends together, and trying to remember what some of these things were was kind of difficult, and I'm not sure if that was like by design, but obviously, as Mothfox has just mentioned in the chat, the Resi 9 reveal was pretty damn great. The way there was like the bait and switch, as it were. But we all have a wonderful time, and I do enjoy watching these watch-alongs to these streams that happen, just because you never know what's going to happen. And sometimes it's like, this is a Sunday evening stream, and part of me was like, I want to do it, but it's like a Sunday evening, like, can I make it work? And it's sort of stars aligned, and yes, we are doing this because I enjoy doing these kind of things. Now, I'm going to deviate the conversation quickly, because there is something I need to point out. Because folks know that on this channel as well, we are currently sort of once a month or so, we are doing a Final Fantasy IX playthrough, because I have never actually completed Final Fantasy IX, and we're doing it obviously with Felflowne, obviously having Matty Boo Twitches and Freya Perito involved in all the hijinks in that as well. It's great fun. Like I say, aiming for once a month on that. So I like me some Final Fantasy. I've completed the OG Final Fantasy VII. I have played a lot of Final Fantasy VIII, but I've never actually finished that either. That may come back as a future thing, you never know. And I love and played 10. I love 10 too, though I've not completed it. I really like what I've played of Final Fantasy 13. The long and short of it is, I don't tend to complete Final Fantasies very much. Oh yeah, and the first of the remake trilogy, I've completed that. Like, my bad thing is I love to start games and I'm kind of naff at finishing them. But there is potentially a new game which could, let's say, if I were to get far too into this could change the direction of things for Jeremy going forward, because I may now have in my possession Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy booster packs. But I should probably add, I don't just have one of these, because ladies and gentlemen, ladies and jelly spoons, and non-binary pals, I have 7 packs of this. I have 7. So we may see what happens later. I may open one of them on the stream. We will see. I see Harriet's reaction. We will see what happens if we get to that later. We'll see. I don't know. We might save it for something else. But yes, I was very curious, and I happened to be in the shop, and they had them there, and I thought, why not? Let's do this. I have put 2 and 2 together on who Lego World Tour is. I'm so glad you're about, because you were part of this. If I'm correct in my assumption here, I think I know where this falls now. But yeah, like, I've never played Magic. I've always been curious of it, kind of a very much like a double arm's length curious. But we will we will see if that leads to anything. We might open up a pack on the stream. We will see. Matty, you say admitting problems. You know, sometimes I just need a fix. You know, it's like, occasionally it's like, oh, get some One Piece cards to try and get that Peach Momoko card. Okay, got some, didn't get it, oh well. And I can be good for a while, you know. Jeremy's arms are already double the arm length. I thought that's who you were, Lego World Tour. Lovely to have you here. So, we've got a minute to go before this thing starts. By the way, I have turned on captions. I will double check that just to be sure. Yes, there are closed captions on, so if this is captioned subtitled, they will appear automatically per YouTube. And I believe audio-wise we are good. If it's all too loud or something once it begins, because I've tinkered with the audio settings a little bit, do let me know. I will try and do some mixing on the fly, as it were. And in terms of what could be announced today, well, the last Xbox stream like this they did was the Developer Direct, where they sort of just shadow announced a new Ninja Gaiden game, and then said, oh, by the way, we've remade Ninja Gaiden 2 Black as well. And then they put that on like nearly every platform. So I think the interesting thing for this is going to be, not only are there any more splashing, it says on screen, you see that? Are they going to be... Oh, but a minute, that's loud in my ears. Has that deafened all of you as well? Do let me know. Is it just going to be Xbox games, or will they put them on other platforms? Let's find out. The subtitle saying silence. Okay, there's gonna be some violence then if we've got a lot of 18s of the ratings. Dramatic tone. Invasion of Arcadia. Don't say the word Arcadia and not be Skies of Arcadia. I'm just telling you that.
Do you think I'd care that the colony is in disarray? We didn't come to Arcadia to get bogged down in pointless warfare. We came to spread freedom and liberate resources for profit. But this pesky Earth Directorate agent is mucking things up. They're not alone in doing so. And they think they can just choose how things play out. They could stop us from stealing the Protectorate's brainwashing technology, which we need to improve our market share. What if this stranger aligned with the Order and that world computer of theirs? That could be the key to closing the rifts that threaten the colonies. So, you see why this menace must be wiped from the face of existence. Or, better yet, brought to our side through the power of capitalism. Now, let's get out there and buy our way to victory!
This has a very familiar vibe to it. I can't put my finger on what it reminds me of.
I'm yearning and yearning for you. My heart and red.
Yeah, Mothbots, kind of Bioshock things. That's what I was thinking actually as well, everybody.
Every last bit of my way, every last bit that I'm paid, every last bit that I save is intended for you.
Oh wait, is this Outer Worlds? Is this the? Are they doing a preview of Outer Worlds 2 before the direct after the showcase? Is that what this is?
The cost may be high. One day, I know you'll be mine. Someday, perhaps I'll own two.
The subtitle of Retching made me laugh.
Take one that's brand new, 'cause I'm yearning and burning for you.
It was a trailer for Outer Worlds 2. Well, there you go.
An adventure made for capitalism by capitalism. Inflate our impressions and egos by staying tuned after the showcase.
There you go. So a trailer for the thing after this. That makes sense. Also, did you notice that all the logos there are different consoles as well?
World premiere.
Okay, we're starting with the world premiere. What you got for us, Xbox?
Babe, what's wrong?
I'm sorry. I've just been so depressed lately.
You know, it would fix everything. Humanzaprom.
What? They're holding fish for weapons. You're not joking, Harriet. Oh, is it Mothfox? I've not figured out what it is yet. That's interesting. Feels like when it's like to chew 5 gum.
Yeah, humans are barely sentient.
True.
Scientists have done studies, and their brains are like half the size of ours.
You called it, Mothfox. High on Life 2. A very good trailer to start things off. Wait, no, it's not. That makes sense why it was feeling familiar. Plague Tale. So Resonance, there we go. That was a very good trailer, actually. Admittedly, I thought it was going to be something else for a second, but obviously it wasn't. Controller? Handheld device. There was talk of Xbox doing a device. But yeah, this was mentioned, wasn't it, that they're partnering with the ROG, the ROG, whatever it's called. Makes perfect sense. You got the Steam Deck, you got the PlayStation Portal, the Switch, obviously, Switch 2. That a little bit of Hollow Knight or Silk Song in there? Did you notice that in the background? Is that what they're showing on the screen? They're doing little teasers of something there. It literally says it there. It says Silk Song in the top left. Look. The cheeky buggers. The ROG Ally, Xbox X and ROG Ally.
At Xbox, we strive to put the player first. And that's what you've seen from us over the years. We've led the industry with backward compatibility. We championed crossplay and cross-progression. We deliver Game Pass, first on console, then on PC, and with cloud gaming. So what's next? How can we give you even more freedom, more choice, more ways to play? Our next step is to unify your gaming no matter where you buy or play. So we're building an Xbox experience designed for players, not locked to a single store or tied to one device. The Xbox Ally is an Xbox you can hold in your hands, bringing together the power of Xbox and the freedom of Windows. On this Xbox, you can play games across your entire library, including all the Windows PC game stores, from Xbox and Battle.net to Steam, GOG, and Ubisoft Connect. And the highly anticipated Hollow Knight Silk Song will be available at launch and in Game Pass when the Ally releases later this year.
Okay.
In fact, every new game you see in today's show will be playable on the Xbox Ally.
Okay.
We have always wanted you to have the unique experience of Xbox on any screen. That's why we're investing in Xbox Play Anywhere. Whether you're playing on console, PC, smart TV, or any Windows handheld like the new Xbox Ally, the Xbox experience roams with you. Your library, progression, friends, and achievements. There are over 1,000 Xbox Play Anywhere games on Xbox today. And every new game you see in today's show, from our partners and our studios, is Xbox Play Anywhere. And because it's Xbox, you can always have access to Game Pass with a diverse lineup of games from the biggest franchises to critically acclaimed indie hits. This is the freedom we believe players should have. Any game, anywhere. And we are giving it our all every day to make this vision real. But it all comes back to the games. From Dead to Rights on the original Xbox to Armored Core 6, our relationship with Bandai Namco Entertainment has stood the test of time. We both believe in bringing amazing experiences to players around the world, and their next game does exactly that. From Rebel Wolves Studio, this is a story-rich action RPG steeped in dark fantasy that I can't wait for you to explore. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of the show.
I'll try. So, very interesting sort of wording and how they're putting that across, and I think they've actually described that in a very eloquent way. And this is called Blood of the Dawnwalker, I think it was, based on the background. Also, did you notice how when they said indie game, that they then had a very quick screenshot of Indiana Jones? I did laugh at that quite in the background.
Monsters have always been here, watching from the shadows. And when we were at our weakest,
and Evening Decadane, so you've popped in as well.
Into the light. We feared for our lives, but we should have feared for our souls instead. The vampires didn't come to kill us. No, they came to rule. To turn us into mindless, docile cattle.
If only they have, imagine.
Not me, though. They tried to change me into one of them. But I became something else instead. Their worst nightmare. A Dawnwalker.
Dawnwalker is a good phrase. Just is very it's fun to say.
Two worlds. Fighting to even the score. Fighting to understand the evil behind it all.
He is out there, watching, seeping into you, growing.
The world will need what it fears. Exercise. A salad. Yeah, the Blood of the Dawnwalker. Looks interesting. I kind of want to gauge more what the gameplay is like. But I will say, going back to the Xbox Ally, I think calling it the Xbox Ally is actually a very good and clever naming convention for it. Just when you think of like the word ally, it's like I think that's actually a very clever naming that they've done for it. I'm calling myself out on that as well, to be fair. Wait, that pipe looks familiar. Wait! Meat Boy? Oh my god, it's a new Meat Boy game. Holy heck! Oh my, this looks mental!
Super Meat Boy 3D!
So Meat Boy 3D, which is a fun title. Yeah, see, I was mentioning that about what consoles are they going to be on. You'll see a lot of multi-platform stuff during this. So we've got another world premiere. Koei Tecmo.
Watch your back, Yakumo. You're a wanted criminal now.
I'll kill the Dark Dragon myself. It's just my mission. My duty as a Raven Ninja.
Breaking the Dark Dragon free has its consequences.
Just laughing at the amount of violence so early in the trailer. This looks so good.
This is it.
Sayori.
Ryu. There's something
Yes,
I need
this is
your
Ninja
help with.
Gaiden. Had a feeling it was the new Ninja Gaiden game. So I mentioned before this started that on the last developer direct they announced the new Ninja Gaiden game, so this must be an update for that. This looks so good! Ninja Gaiden 4, baby. That was a great trailer. You see it there, Seaman PS5 as well. This is the theme now. Xbox is more just like an overall developer, a publisher, as opposed to just focusing on their own stuff. Now, Bethesda. Oh.
Here we go.
Good luck, Indy.
What are you doing, Jones? Are you crazy?
Oh, what? What? Another one?
This is where it starts.
This only came out recently. What?
Beneath the streets of Rome. Enter the city of Antioch.
I guess it has been about half a year if you count the Xbox version, though. Half a year plus.
Find a secret relic. Bring it back to the Holy See.
Agreed about DLC mentions, yeah.
Secret. They worshipped the giants.
It's a great game. After my own heart, the Order of Giants. September. So that'll be just shy of a year since it first came out then. There you go. Good trailer. So we've got indie DLC. Another strong showing this Xbox One so far.
World premiere.
I'm wondering that as well, Dane, if it is going to be meaty.
この国に輪廻の獣が現れた。輪廻の獣は汚れを吐き、あらゆる生物を蝕んだ。
Wake. Hop in when you're good, Felf. Yeah, that did just say that, Moth Fox. Oh, thanks, Felf.
西暦4026年、人類は滅亡を待つ。
I'm loving the look of this. There's a mech in this as well? What?
封じ子エマ、お前こそが輪廻の獣を滅ぼす刃となる。
Beast of Reincarnation. That is a... I love the look of that. Really, really liking that.
The glittering streets of Avalon sure do shine.
Hey, hey,
Because they
Felf.
suit their filth down to us.
I'll share it with you. Give me a sec. Yep. Two secs.
Here's to playing in the
There you go.
mud. Life here ain't for the soft-hearted.
You will be paying me back until you fucking rust.
It ain't for the spineless.
To keep your filthy pickers off me!
The pissed off doll.
It ain't for the decent.
That's a clean sweep for one
There has been a crime! Justice itself has been affronted! I have been burgled!
Lord Griswick.
Bertold!
Yes, I got that part. Do you know anyone who might wish you ill?
Literally what I was going to say.
We can't arrest and question everyone. Let's see if we can narrow the suspects down a bit.
They were,
Trust your instincts, sir.
tall.
Yes, sir.
Built rather slim, well, muscular. Mm-hmm. Was very quick, agile.
Go on.
With a mustache. No, larger.
I see.
Quite fashionable. That's the fiend who robbed me.
They got my good side this time.
Yeah, I agree.
Breaking in is the easy part.
Your brandy, sir.
Folks, just check. Folks, just check. Can you hear
That's
Felf?
the real trick.
These candlesticks ain't gold. Worthless.
No, you
and
can't, right? I'll
dark,
try and sort that out. Give us a sec.
just like you. Nah, I have a customer. How can I help you?
I'd rather talk to you, Errol. Sounds like I'll get a better deal.
You talk to me first, and him never. Got it?
Uncle's a bit touchy, ain't he, Errol?
Touchy? I say I'm touchy! There. Anything else you'd care to say to Errol? Brains. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I wouldn't have believed it.
Round
Oh, I
here,
think I know
it's
why
all
you're not.
sharp edges.
I think I know why. Hang on.
Empty pockets. And blood on the cobbles. Goodbye, Silas.
No, no!
Claire, say something?
I'll hurt you, you fucking me.
There we go. You should be able to hear you now.
With a pissing bed of peaches!
You'd either got a gang at your back or a knife in it.
We're family here. Family takes care of its own.
Can't put a price on that, can you?
Them's in charge. They don't keep order. They keep power.
Take this thing into the crucible and melt it.
They just want us beaten, broken, and too scared to fight back.
I don't want to kill him.
That's why it pays to be clever and well-armed.
Detroit Become Human, 1800 edition.
I'm loving the world building this trailer is doing.
Yeah, but I can't help but feel that we might be the baddies.
Oh, 100%.
ACAB, all the cops are...
Don't get cocky. They've got a weapon
beating up
far
robots.
worse. Time.
This has a shit
And
name,
if they
I'm
can
gonna
rewrite
scream.
history,
Like,
they can
metal or
rewrite
something.
us.
I've seen so many games that have got like a
But
great
look who
premise
just
and then they got the
found
shit
Mummy's
name.
Now I can fiddle with time. Put the bullet back in the barrel. Bring the chaos to a
But he's
crawl.
still dead though.
Take a mistake and make it like it never happened.
Is he coming back to life? I don't think he's coming back
We
to
can
life.
change the world as we know it. One choice at a time. And I can even go
This is
back
just a
and
really
change
weird
the
advert
past
for Civ.
to change the future.
Imagine. I reckon Avalon's going to be in the title.
Let me tell ya,
Yeah,
the hunters
which
don't
will
like
tell us
it
everything and
when
nothing.
the rabbits got the gun.
Does it feel like you're against other players?
I hope not.
Maybe it has an option for that? It almost looks like 2 different games here. Oh, gross.
Clockwork
No,
Revolution.
that's better.
Yeah.
That's better. Better name.
Now let me
Coming in due time. Oh, you fussy motherfuckers.
That was a really good trailer. I really like that. I want to know what the game actually
not have a good
is.
trailer for such a great concept.
Our creative
really,
teams are dedicated to bringing players award-winning, record-breaking, critically acclaimed games.
I'm going to
Call of
assume
Duty,
that was a
Black Ops
first-person
6
shooter.
From Activision. Doom, The Dark Ages from Bethesda.
What, the Clockwork
Diablo
Revolution?
4, Vessel of Hatred from
It's
Blizzard.
described on
and
Wikipedia as an
Avowed
action
from
role-playing
Xbox
game
Game
played from a
Studios.
first-person
All of our
perspective.
teams
Okay,
across
so
Xbox
Dishonored-like
first-party
then, also.
are shipping their most
That's the
played
word!
games
That's what I was
ever,
looking for,
and they're also
Dishonored.
delivering more
I have my
content
moments.
than ever before. From
Well,
original
the guy looks
single-player
like one of the dudes from
experiences
Dishonored.
to vast online
That's what I
worlds,
was thinking.
our teams are empowered to build the games they've always dreamed of. We want our players to have the choice and flexibility of where and how they play the games our teams make.
Underwater.
So of course, our games will be available day one in Game Pass, and every new game we make for both Xbox consoles and PC will be Xbox Play Anywhere. On behalf of our creative teams, thank you. These experiences don't stop when you put down the controller. As you've seen in recent years, more and more of our characters, stories, and worlds are expanding to brand new audiences.
Interestingly,
through TV
that
and
studio
film.
is the studio
A
who made
Minecraft
Wasteland.
movie and the Fallout TV
Okay.
series broke records
That's
and
the-
brought
that's the,
millions
uh,
of players
that's the,
into the game.
property that
We
kind
have
of
more projects in the works.
the people who made
as gaming
Fallout kind
continues
of
to
took it and
influence
were like,
film
well,
and
if you're not going to do
television
anything with it, we're
like
going to do
never
something
before.
similar, but not enough to get
When
sued.
it comes to growing
assholes.
new franchises, Obsidian is having a year like no other. From launching a blockbuster new game like Avowed to the
They
upcoming
kickstarted
release
Wasteland 2,
of
but
the
I don't know
Outer
if it
Worlds
actually
2
came out.
this October. Obsidian is always
Yes?
delivering great games.
Not sure.
And they have a third game
Oh no, it's released in
launching
2014.
this year.
That's right.
You'll get to go deeper on it in our direct. But until then, let's take a look.
Yeah, because Wasteland, the original one, came out in like the 80s. Big long gap.
World premiere.
I told
World
you,
premiere.
you can't run from me, you foul
What?
beast.
What?
90s, I would say 80s,
With
honestly.
new flexible legs, the yoke girth action figure can ride anything.
Yoked girth.
Breaking news. There's been an explosion at Brook Hollow Park. Chaos descended on a ceremony commemorating the 2-year anniversary of when 4 teenagers were miniaturized against their will and left to fight for their survival in the backyard of a deranged scientist. Formerly evil company Ominent Practical Technologies was set to dedicate a statue of the 4 teenagers, fast food science robot Burgle, and Dr. Tully when an explosion erupted. Dr. Tully and the teenagers' current whereabouts.
What was that game called?
They'd be really small.
Was it Grounded? A game that had a similar premise?
Lads, I think they're small.
Dude, it's the Offspring!
You gotta keep them separated.
Told it, they were small.
I think this is a sequel to Grounded.
Well, it definitely seems to be a sequel to something. Four-player game?
I think so, yeah.
Was Grounded one of those?
It was, yeah. Yeah, because it was originally on Xbox first, and then it came to all the other consoles once they started doing that. This is one of the first ones they put elsewhere.
Was it a launch title for the Xbox?
No?
Sean says, Grounded 2. Look who's grounded.
Grounded gone deeper.
Spider fight! Spider fight!
Good trailer.
Very weird. Yes, good trailer, got to what I wanted to do. This is a very strange experience, because I'm sound only. I normally can see Jeremy's face, but I can't.
Oh,
It's very
hang
weird
on.
not seeing Jeremy's face.
Sorry, I can change that. Hang on.
Oh, I didn't want to alter the settings.
There you
Oh,
go.
yeah, that's better. I'm having to watch the stream to see your face.
Accessing predecessor's travel log. Attempting data.
Last entry. I I read that as Slucia because I'm stupid.
So Bloober Team were the people that did the Silent Hill remake from last year.
Okay.
Is highly unusual.
It's highly gross and very icky.
As long as it's not like that game from the other night, we're fine.
Oh, that was so gross. I watched that with Keith and he was like, and he was like, I was like, yeah, we were out. This is pretty grim, not gonna lie.
It is highly recommended to proceed with caution.
It's got a very, looks a lot like Resi 8.
Yeah, sorry, Sean put is the Silent Hill DLC Loud Mountain.
Loud Valley, come on.
Consistently. In coordination.
Destroying the nest is now a priority.
Such is our calling.
Is that lost?
Such is our calling.
Those helmets are unfortunate. And you know why.
Yep, not saying it, but yep.
Yep.
Just look.
You know how
just look, folks. You'll know.
Depends if you obviously if you don't have one to check, please ask the person you're looking at. You could be in problem otherwise.
Consent is crucial.
I'm quite happy to show you. Yeah. The thing that makes me laugh the most is that you have to be very close to see that. Aww.
What?
This doesn't fit in my brain. It's like Skyrim where someone's turned up the goddamn saturation.
Create your own storyline with a cat.
And a weird dog.
Yes, got the fish. Good kitty.
He better grow up into a big old lion.
Aww.
They've got us. They know what we like. Pets.
The new Pokemon game looks weird.
I mean, if they're going for the MMO thing, they could be about 15 years late to the party. Because first of all, World of Warcraft had it. Now Final Fantasy XIV's got it. And it's like, what is left to do differently and better? Don't touch my kitty. I'm the king of this castle.
The world-changing server-wide event. God, that's a phrase.
That's actually not that uncommon in MMOs. It'll be like an event that's server-wide that means that, like, if you play afterwards, it will have already happened. Does that make sense?
Definitely. And thank you for the bit, Sean.
If you're on at the right... You're going to have to tell me what chat is saying. Sorry.
That's fine. Various things.
If there's anything I need to respond to, just let me know.
Understood. Melu did say that the cat looks like the lion from one of the Lion King spin-offs.
Yes, he does. He looks like the one from what's it called? Like, it's got a name like Patrol or Lion Patrol. Lion Guard. That's it.
Thomas, the ship's breaking apart. There's no time. Evacuate now.
Go back to that previous trailer and get that time thing. Too late.
You sacrificed everything for a new world to save mankind, and I'll always love you for that.
Don't nod. I know these guys. I fucking love this song. M83 are baller. Oh, they're Life is Strange people. That's who don't bother.
Oh, flip that.
Yeah. They also released that game Vampire. Why? Oh no.
Thomas, wherever you are, I'll find you.
I want to know more about that. Like, a lot.
Fun fact, that's one of Cell Dweller's favourite words to randomly put in songs.
Okay. Is that...
It is just one of the... You listen and you'll realise.
Maybe not as much. but genuinely, I'm very curious to know more about that. Because there was a game released... There was a game released a few years ago. I think it was called like Deliver Us Mars or Deliver Us the Moon. There's like 2 of them, and it's those kind of games where you're just like exploring a world and like Abzu, stuff like that. Different kind of game, Abzu, but I love those kind of games.
Mr. David. I know this must be a shock, having never met your real father, but he left you this hotel in his will. It's been in your family for generations, much like the caretaker. He's a little...
It's another trailer with where the music makes all different.
Right. Whoa.
A hotel famous across the land.
Dude's got Disney powers.
Every room is to be in such high demand. Your wish I'll command.
Gotta love a cat hotel.
Well, hello there. It looks like you're about to do some renovations. Would you like some help with that?
Yes, please, Scottish paint gun.
I'm glad we're on the same wavelength, Sean, with the Deliver Us Home.
So, my father was renovating the hotel when he disappeared?
Not just the hotel. He was helping the entire village.
Hello.
You have his power tools. You know, you could pick up where he left off. You seem like a good man, like he was.
It's a slightly more horny, thank goodness you're here.
They don't suspect a thing.
Just make sure the locals don't get wind of what you're really up to.
Yeah, Mothfox, you say pressure washer? My initial thought was, is this like the next evolution of power wash?
You keep looking into things, and things are gonna start looking
better.
Don't make the same mistake your father made. In this place, the only one you can really trust
Kitty
is me.
The cat talks!
What?
The cat was talking!
Fun fact about that, you can get that effect on any black cat by just dunking its face in flour. I've seen photographs, it's uncanny. It's got like a weird Dawn of the Dead, Neil Gaiman kind of feel to it.
But I love the vibe. It's got like a fun vibe to it. There are no ghosts at the Grand, right?
Legally, there are no ghosts at the Grand.
I want to know more.
So just to confirm, aphelion or aphelion is literally it means the point where during an orbit where you're furthest away from the center. I believe the opposite might be the apogee.
There are as many gods.
Possibly, I don't know admittedly, but I know what you mean.
In the heavens, and when we need their help, they send us a hero.
More to the point, I don't know the word, but I know, but that sounds
No,
familiar.
I learnt it from Dead Knobs and Broomsticks. I didn't realise it was a real word till years later.
She unlocked the heavenly spear, but is she worthy?
Unleash divine power.
Oh, I think apogee and perigee are to do with the moon specifically. Okay, fair enough. Very Romance of the Three Kingdoms coded. Oh, it's Age of Empires, is it?
Oh, it's something like that, yeah. I couldn't think of the name, but...
I think I saw Age of Empires pop up at the top. I can't explain how little I care about another MMO.
Yeah, right.
I don't have time to play MMOs.
Age of Mythology, there you go.
I think it's the same company.
Age of.
Yeah, I think they are owned by the same people.
Oh, also worth noting that there are no ghosts at the Grand. That did not list PS5 or Switch. It was Xbox and PC only, I think.
Well, I think they want to do all their hard hitters, don't they?
주권 국가의 자주적 결정을 누가 허락하는가? 만약 이 결정이 패권 국가의 특정 정치 집단의 이익을 저해한다면 당신의 특정 행동이 대중의 의사결정에 영향을 미칠 수 있으며 반대로 누군가는 당신의 의사결정에 영향을 주려 한다는 것을 인지할 때 자신만의 온전한 입장을 세울 수 있지.
Yes, he's called Mark Zuckerberg.
당신의 입장은 온전한 본인의 판단인가? 그렇게 믿고 있거나 믿고 싶을 뿐.
Playing as different characters. One of whom is a literal schoolgirl.
당신은 무엇 때문에 분노하는지.
Full on murdering civilians.
Yeah, I'm just taking in like the quality of what I'm seeing looks really good. I'm just trying to gauge where is this story going.
Like they're being
yeah,
almost like
rage, literally.
And in lots of things, zombies aren't dead. It's a rage thing, isn't it?
지정태. 지정태.
Mudang 2 hearts.
Mudang.
Oh, interesting.
World premiere.
A mudang means a Korean version of a shaman.
Okay, yeah.
Or specifically a medium between the spirit world and the physical world. War of the Worlds, very much-ish.
What if War of the Worlds was done by Studio Ghibli?
I'd just take it. What if War of the Worlds had never been remade in 2000 whatever?
Yeah.
With Tom Cruise. Fuck that movie. What language are they speaking?
I'm not sure.
Small pig creature has my interest. Ooh. It's very Ghibli coded. Doesn't look like Ghibli.
Yeah, but it's got that vibe about it almost.
Yeah.
Like the colour, like, it's almost like the kind of like the colour palettes more than anything.
Yeah. I wonder if it's like Indonesian or something. Oh, baby girl.
Do you know what? This has a Limbo vibe to it.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, Ori is a good shout as well from the chat.
Yeah, it's maybe a Metroidvania, but like a very... Why do you do this now? Why do you do this now? Come, cat pig.
Planet of Lana 2.
Or Lanai?
Right.
Was there an original Planet of Lana?
That's what I'm wondering.
There was. There was. It was a Switch game and it looked very similar.
Interesting.
It's available for $8.49.
Okay.
I might have to get that. Oh, and it's one of those games as well that you have no combat abilities, so you have to just hide the whole time.
Well, I guess this is Fallout, based on the fact I had a Fallout logo just then.
Well, hello there. Beautiful day to relax by the old fishing hole, wouldn't you say? When it comes to fishing,
this is what they were showing of the
fishing
fishing.
with opportunity.
Oh, the thing I was talking about.
Yes,
like,
you'll find fish of all flavors in every walk of waterway, from its
I would
mightiest
not
of
eat any
rivers
of the
to
fish I
its
got out of
humblest
the
of
river in
ponds.
Fallout.
Yeah.
Just step
I'll be
up to
honest,
the
I
bank,
couldn't give less of a
cast your
damn about a
line,
Fallout
and
game,
when
but
your
I'll at
bobber
least
starts
watch it.
bobbing, Reel in the rewards.
What is the Fallout? What is it? Oh, a
What do you
guard.
got on there, Jed? Worms. And how are they biting today?
Hard.
See for yourself.
Ew.
Bagging the big fish starts with finding the right tools for the job.
Swedish. That
There are as
company who
many
made that
unique
group was
combinations of
Swedish.
rods, reels, bobbers, and
But
baits
it might
as
be
there
one of
are
those
fish
made
in
up
the sea.
languages.
And when
Is
you've
this just
caught
a
your
fishing
fill,
DLC?
pop
'Cause
over to the
honestly,
local
I'm here
tackle
for it.
shop to swap fish tails.
Put it this way.
People love fish.
If it is just a fishing DLC, it's the most
you smell
interested in
that?
Fallout I've ever been.
No matter what troubles plague the future wastelands of Appalachia, you can always find comfort in
Everyone watching,
cozy
that is
little
how you
joys
say
like this.
Appalachia. No other way.
You just gotta know where to look. Vault
I'm not
Life
kidding.
is your ticket to easy living.
Just remember, it's
Design and
someone
build
throws
your
an
own
apple
little
at
slice
me.
of paradise. A
Appalachia.
place to show off all the bits and bobs you collect in your travels.
If the fishing is
Got a
anything
green
like
thumb?
Sega Bass fishing,
Find
I'm
your
in.
own peaceful vegetable garden.
It's like
And
what if
nothing
Fallout
warms the
was
heart
Animal Crossing?
like a neighborhood cookout.
Honestly?
Community makes a wasteland a waste home. Join today, and tomorrow you'll be kicking back and
Is it like
sharing a meal
Fallout
with friends
Campsite or something?
in beautiful Appalachia.
Don't eat it.
Gone fishing.
Gone fishing! Shut up! Well, I guess it's part of Fallout 76.
World premiere.
An expansion pack rather than a DLC.
Yeah. God.
Gone fishing. Get out.
Oh. Weep time. I'm curious.
I love that you picked that up off me, I swear.
It is a solo leveling. I thought it was. It looked familiar. So solo leveling is an anime which I think it actually won. I mean, take the Crunchyroll Awards for what they are, but it isekai style thing, if I remember correctly. But also it won like their anime of the year for the most recent season.
Well, here we go. Here's an anime about being isekai'd into a game, where someone's made the anime about being isekai'd into a game into a game.
4-player co-op.
Am I correct?
I've not watched it, but that sounds correct. Admittedly, it's on my list.
Well, I think the name itself gives it away, does it not?
Fair. And it was a webtoon comic. I did not realise that. Thank you, Harriet.
Oh, it's Korean. It's not Japanese. There was an anime made by a Japanese company, but it is originally Korean.
Yeah, Melu just said 11 out of the 13 awards they were nominated for at Crunchyroll's awards.
It's like when the Metropolitan Police does a review of the Metropolitan Police and finds it's great.
But it's like, I know solo leveling is popular because at like a few other things I go to, like people who I don't regard as weebs or anime fans, they're like, Jeremy, have you seen a show called Solo Leveling? I really like it. And it's like, why do you know about that?
Yeah, who told you about that? Who told
Literally.
you that word?
Like when I get people at my yoga class asking me while I'm in a really weird pose, it's like, not right now, let's talk in a minute.
Honestly, I'd wait until you were in the weirdest possible pose.
Wait, what?
Oh, I think Game Freak's gonna sue somebody.
I was literally about to say, is this Pal World? Because I don't know.
Doesn't look like Pal World that I've seen before.
I've never literally looked into Pal
All
World
I
at
know,
all.
all I remember of Pal World is the fact that you've got a fucking gun.
That's Smoliv.
Although that thing with the blue tails looks familiar.
Hmm.
Oh, the Alpha Tubster, that's me. Tucking, very important. You watch, it's gonna have a name that's gonna make us go, huh?
Animo!
Animo. Okay.
But I think it had 2 eyes in it. Like,
Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Tony Hawk Pro Skater. I just want to say thanks to everyone for all the love and support we've seen since we announced Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 a few months ago. These games have changed my life.
What you got for us, Hawk?
But more than that, I've seen them help spread a love and appreciation for skating all over the world, and that means everything to me and the team. I can't wait for you all to experience the game.
And welcome, Al wants to play games. Just saw you popped in. Thank you very much.
Attention to detail, with some brand new parks, new music, new skaters, and more. And you can enjoy it all with your friends with up to 8 players in multiplayer. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 officially drops July 11th, and we have a lot more surprises to come. Check out the launch trailer now.
Give me some good music. Come on. I've already had the Offspring today. What you got for me?
All right.
That is such a big improvement on the graphics. Holy heck.
That was meant to be London. I know exactly where that is.
There it is. There's the song.
Hey, he went so fast he knocked off a policeman's helmet from the past.
Wait, what?
Oh.
I'm sorry, what?
You know it makes sense.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
It's just got 90s kids nuts on a bicycle. Tony Hawk's again.
And Doom Guy's in it as well.
Oh my god.
And it's gonna be everywhere. I'm so happy. I just want to be Michelangelo in a Tony Hawk game. That's what I want to do now. Sometimes you don't know you need something until you see it happen.
2 minutes ago, someone tweeted in response to the release of the Animo trailer, "Man, Nintendo's lawyers have got the biggest boner right now." I think we might have seen a trailer for this already. Oh yeah, because it's the Spiritfarer studio. Be prepared to cry.
I appreciate a recurring word I've been saying throughout the State of Play, the Summer Games Fest, and now this, but I love the vibe so many of these games. Like, just the look, the
We're gonna
feel.
have to play the Church of Vibe Vine if you keep doing it.
I'm just going to go to thesaurus.com and find a better word than vibe at this point.
I'll help you. Hang on. Today's word of the day on thesaurus.com is cockamammy. Outstanding.
Oh, I'm loving the look of this though. Just like the music is great. What a great name, Camilla Hemlock. Great name.
I think we might have seen a trailer for this already.
Barrel Hemlock. The devil. This looks great. Hooded Colossus. It's got so much anime vibe in it, it's not even funny. At Fate's End. Very interested in that.
Really?
So by my count, we are up to 1, 2, 3.
Gears of War.
This is the 24th game being showcased tonight so far, technically.
Gears of War. Gears of War.
I believe so. I think they've done a complete remake from the ground up of the original Gears. I think also it's going. I think it's also going to be going everywhere as well, like so it's like PlayStation for the first time and stuff.
Ah. Do some yelling, John DiMaggio.
Look who decided to show up.
Trying to find my jacket. I've already got one. It's really hard to get jackets when you're shaped like a cube.
You think you can still find your way back
Cubes
home,
of war.
Phoenix?
I'll be honest, Gears of War's never really been the game I vibed with, just in general. Like I love like the Halo games, for example, but that felt very sci-fi, and this almost felt a lot more real. It's hard to articulate what I mean, but so I can't stand COD like games like that. But this, it was like I like a good sci-fi, first-person shooter like Halo. But this was like, nah, I'm just not getting it. Not my deal.
Be awesome.
Yeah, Dane. I think it's going to be on PlayStation. I think they might be putting it. I don't think it's going to Switch, but it was announced a while ago it would be going. So I think it's the first official trailer. Solo Sokoa's music in the background.
World premiere.
Premiere. Mofox, still for Xbox exclusives then for now.
It's Japan. We're in Japan.
Japan.
Let's go, bub.
Yes. Way, that's Persona-y, that music.
It probably is Persona.
Wait, is that P4?
Probably.
Yes! Yes!
Is this another remake?
Yes! Must be. Yes! Persona 4! Yes! Frick yes! I think Persona 4 is my favourite.
We were talking about it just last night, I think.
The Smugglers League is always there. But you won't see us. You won't hear us. And the only way you'd ever know it is if that's what we wanted.
Is this Sea of Thieves?
As smugglers, we
Yeah,
deal
I'm
with the
thinking it
others
is.
are
The
afraid
animation
to
looks
handle.
like it.
Guns, explosives.
And don't forget
And
the
Rare
rum.
is the company.
It's a life of danger like no other. So I guess my question
I haven't told you I got a pal who works for
can
them.
you handle that?
Yeah, because we've spoken to before. We spoke to like a month ago, didn't we?
Yeah.
You know?
Getting your hands
So,
on
yeah.
gold is one thing, but you should know that this is what we're really after. The
Oh, Sean, don't worry, the chair's already
the
broken.
better.
Yeah, we broke it.
I'm keeping this chair up right now, put it that way.
Be adaptable. It's more than moving under moonlight and shadows. You should be ready
it's a
to
lot
take
of that.
advantage of others' misfortune. Stealing, of course, is always an option. Just do whatever it takes to get the job done. You are pirates, after all.
Welcome, my friends, to the Smugglers League. You're paying for that.
Smugglers Tide, season 17, flippin' heck.
Sea Thieves has been out for a while now.
Yeah, right.
World premiere.
Oh, okay. What's about to happen here?
Oh, we've seen this before, haven't we? Yeah. No,
This is
maybe?
ridiculous.
Is this like a hero game?
Come on.
You know what I mean?
Oh, wait.
Oh.
It's invincible.
Oh, shit!
I'm sure I saw that color palette.
People. I thought I saw him too. But...
Yes!
Yeah, there he is.
Oh my god!
Not even close.
Oh, it's gonna be brutal. Oh, those cakes.
Oh my god.
Is The whole bakery. He's about to get Viltrum messed up.
Do we take a shot? He falls off the chair.
So much fucking ass. When this game's AAA, all of the A's are for ass cheeks. So did we get to play or did we just get our asses kicked?
I hoped you'd understand why I had to do this. Accept
Shut
our
up.
rule or die.
I'd like to propose a third option.
Naked girl.
No, she's got a suit on.
I'm not your son anymore. I'm the guy who's going to throw you off this planet for good.
So what kind of game is this? That's the what I want to know. Is it a beat 'em up?
Yeah.
It's a beat 'em up.
It looks like a beat 'em up, yeah. There's probably a story mode.
Fighting! That is wild that with like in the same week we've got a Marvel announcement and we've got an Invincible fighting game announcement. That is wild. It's a tag fighter as well? What?
Need a hand?
3v3?
Might wanna look up.
See how you like this? It's an army.
I am ending you. I see it all now.
That's what I'm wondering, Moth Fox, literally. Wow, okay, I still need to finish watching Invincible, but I really enjoyed what I watched of it, but wow.
That finale was pretty fucking brutal from what I heard. I didn't even need to see it. I could hear it from the freaking house room over.
Swear it. Oh!
Oh, coming to the Xbox, right?
Maybe, yeah? This is the first one though, right?
It's supposed to be one of the only consoles it's not on.
Oh, because I guess they did PC, didn't they? So yeah, it must be coming over more.
That's right.
Remake Integrate, yep, there you go.
It's the same fault they did for these.
Oh.
I'm here to even the odds. Any
Oh, 16!
There you go.
That character you just saw is Sid in this game.
Amazing. Amazing.
Also, there's a bunch of British people in this and Northerners. You never tend to get Northerners when they have British accents in this. In Japanese games, but they have a few Northerners in this.
I've not played any of 16, but I know people love it. That's Clive, right?
Yeah, he's voiced by a guy called Ben.
Yeah. So I'm aware of Clive because he's in Tekken. It's a guest character.
Clive is a very fun character.
Sean says Final Fantasy, here we go again.
16 is good. Keith enjoyed it. He didn't enjoy it.
Oh,
the way
Shadow
it ended.
dropped! I'm sorry, Claire, I completely cut you off there. Please say it again.
It wasn't very exciting.
No, go on.
I can't remember.
I'm sorry.
World premiere.
It's okay, I honestly it can't. I'll remember later if it was important.
World premiere.
Premiere.
From Double Fine Studios. The heck?
Gross. I think these guys might have made Psychonauts. They did.
Yeah, Moth Fox has mentioned that in the chat as well.
They also made Legend.
What's it like to be Jeremy? What's it like to be Jeremy walking through the world daily, the game?
But Jeremy, you don't skip leg day as much as we do. They've got twice as many legs. Does that count?
I've had no retort to that.
What about their legs? Oh, that freaking Japanese director who loves whales has been here. What was his name?
I'm drawing a blank, sorry.
So am I. Hang on. Mamoru Hosoda.
Hmm.
2 of his games have featured whales.
It's a keeper.
I mean, it's breaking one of the rules of lighthouses straight off, which is that you don't move.
Games like Psychonauts 2 showed how Double Fine excels
Sean
at
just
creating
said, "Bro,
unique and
what if
innovative
buildings moved?"
experiences. And Keeper is no exception.
What if dogs talked?
Looking ahead, next year marks 25 years of Xbox.
Jeez, does
it's
it?
a big milestone for the platform and franchises that you helped build and make popular. We couldn't have done this without everyone who's been with us on this journey. As we think about bringing a new generation of players to these iconic franchises, I'm excited to share that players will get to celebrate 25 years of Xbox with a new Fable, the next Forza, Gears of War E-Day, and the return of a classic that's been with us since the beginning. Today, you've seen an incredible range of games from creators across the globe. Creators like In Exile, reaching for new heights with Clockwork Revolution.
Did I miss Super Meat
Sluggerfly,
Boy?
making
You
Teen
did,
Meat
yes.
modern classic platformer into
Super
3D.
Meat Boy 3D.
Square Enix, bringing more of the critically acclaimed Final Fantasy franchise to our players.
What's the game
And Team
he
Ninja,
didn't say the
returning
name
to
of,
the
though?
beloved series they debuted
Oh, it'd
on
be like
Xbox.
a really basic.
You've also
it can't be
seen
Halo,
the
it's not
next
Halo.
Xbox hardware release.
He said a game that's been with us since the
Xbox
beginning.
Ally handheld, which lets you bring your Xbox
Which there are a few other titles
and
that come
your
to mind.
library with you anywhere. I hope you enjoyed the breadth and
Halo is
depth
exactly
of the
what I'm
games,
thinking,
updates,
but-
and experiences that are coming to
Didn't he say
Xbox
Halo?
from our partners
did
and
he?
our own creative teams.
Oh,
We're
I thought he
seeing
did.
more players on our platform. and in
DOA
our
3 was an
games than
Xbox
ever.
exclusive, so if
Thanks
there's a new
to
Yes,
DOA,
it was.
I would tell you now,
We're
if there is a
proud
new
of the
DOA game,
creativity
this
that
chair is going to be
Obsidian
broken
is
in half,
delivering this
potentially,
year.
at the excitement of it.
Immediately after
Could be Jet
Showcase,
Set
our
Radio.
direct begins, where you'll go inside the studio for an extended look at the Outer Worlds 2 and Grounded 2.
There was
Thanks
a
for
Batman
joining
game that
us
was
today.
a launch title in Europe.
But before we get into the direct, we have a final world premiere.
Okay.
Enjoy.
What you got for us, Papa Phil?
Papa Phil.
World premiere.
There's
A racing game of some kind, maybe?
Why is there
Butterfly.
Yeah, that butterfly. What does that mean?
Oh.
Welcome to the Guild. We have been expecting you. Please, follow me.
Thanks,
You
Robot
already
Butler.
know us as a global tech leader. Our software, our systems, combined with our skilled team, is designed to save lives. Your years of service have shown you the importance of our work. Here, you'll witness the global scope of that mission in action. Let me introduce you to our esteemed visionary.
For too long, we have been bound by outdated systems, accepting limitations instead of redefining them. The Guild is safeguarding tomorrow, now. We are pioneering the future of protection worldwide. Our
Boston
advancements
Dynamics.
are designed to elevate everyday life, reshaping the future of technology
Whoa.
on a global scale. I'm Emma Kagan, CEO of the Guild.
I know that song, if it's what I think it is they're about to play.
Upside down.
Yes! Bit of 9 Inch Nails?
Playing games, is it?
Fear is a powerful thing.
Oh no, you squished it. Oh, it's Call of Duty! Now, I know how you feel about Call of Duty, Jeraffemy, but there's more story to it than people like to think.
Oh, I agree. And hello, Neko welcome, welcome.
I
won't lie, the fact that ended up being a Call of Duty game is very disappointing. However, that was a very intriguing story trailer. I want to emphasize that. So, next up then, we've got the focus on The Outer Worlds 2, and I also said and Grounded 2, so I guess we're getting two different sort of developer direct things now. That said, though, for the game showcase portion of the day, if you will, for the game showcase portion of the stream, I thought that was a very good showcase.
Welcome to Obsidian Entertainment. We here at the studio have joked around that this has been the year of Obsidian.
Here's a guy whose name
this year and now ending the year with 2 more games. And what better way to cap this incredible year for us than by doing what our studio does best: sequels.
That's where I come in. You can get
I
out
don't
of
know
here,
if that's
Fergus. Thank you so
what?
much. No, you're doing great. You
Hey, I
nailed
know
it.
that guy.
The sequel is the lifeblood of every great franchise. Think about it. The original creates the world and builds fandom, but the sequel,
I know, it looks very familiar.
that's what makes it worth remembering. No sequel, no hoverboard. No sequel, no dual SMGs. No sequel, no
Ben
Raccoon
Schwartz,
Hill.
thank you, Harriet.
No sequel,
I
no
was
Zoom
about to
2.
say, is it Ben Schwartz?
Which doesn't really
It's
exist,
Sonic.
but I wish it had.
There was a Zoom 2.
There was a Zoom 2. I'm Mark, the head of sequels here at Obsidian. And I have sequelized everything. Blockbuster movies to AAA video games to my first marriage. So trust me, I know what I'm doing. Come along on this journey with me. Part 2.
No.
I believe Xbox now own Obsidian, so I think that's why this is very much an Xbox-focused stream, as it were. But it's going to be everywhere, this.
If that's not Ben Schwartz playing with us, it is a guy that looks so much like Ben Schwartz.
I mean, for the fact that multiple people in our chat think it was Ben Schwartz, it's like, you know what? Fair.
It looks just like him!
The Outer Worlds 2 is a sequel to The Outer Worlds 1. It's a continuation of the themes of robber barons in space and how people are controlled by the stories they're told by the people who have power over them. This time we're able to go a lot deeper because we have more time and money, which is a great thing, and we're able to make it a much more true Obsidian reactive RPG than we were the first time around.
So I know you weren't here for the start of the broadcast, Claire, but they did actually show a trailer for this game, and it was very intriguing what they showed, kind of the world building and such.
Deeper story, lore, RPG interactions, reactivity, all the things we've been known for as a company. It's really a complete realization of everything people want from an Obsidian game. Surprisingly, this is the first time in over 25 years that I've had the chance to do a full sequel for a world that I helped co-create. It's really just a fantastic opportunity to explore and expand the universe in interesting ways, and to go even further with the themes of how people are affected by living in a dystopian corporate reality.
You can shoot your way through it, you can talk your way through it, you can sneak your way through it. And so no matter what kind of play style that you like, this is just an awesome franchise and an awesome game to jump into, even if it's your first one.
The first Outer Worlds was a great base to start from, as it has all the elements of a great Obsidian RPG. Interesting characters, deep worlds, important choices. In the Outer Worlds 2, not only did we want to double down on those elements, but we wanted to give players even more of it.
We've also put a lot of investment into skills and traits that impact things like combat, conversations, and areas that we call RPG interactions, which are the part of the world where players can use their specific skills, perks, and backgrounds to solve problems in unique ways in our new, bigger worlds.
I love a deep RPG experience, and building out that RPG crunchiness for our
Keep up.
players was at the forefront of what we set out to create. We prioritize those deeper RPG options with different character builds and combos so players can express their role-playing power fantasies. We also have different equipment options for different playstyles and different companions with different abilities.
Choice and reactivity.
In the first Outer Worlds, you start off as the Stranger, which is basically a blank slate to build on top of with various attribute points that would begin to define your personal experience in the game. You can make any kind of character you want, but we've given you a role. That role is an Earth Directorate agent. You can think of them as kind of like space cowboys or space sky marshals. They're the good guys that go into places and kind of fix everything that's wrong. You're gonna be one of those. But we don't tell you why you joined the Earth Directorate. There could have been a lot of different reasons, right? It could have been because you're an actual
3 minutes
lawbringer
ago,
and you
someone
want to go
wrote
in
on a
there
forum,
and spread
Xbox
law throughout the
continuing to be a
galaxy.
baffling place
It could
that
be
makes
that
it
you're a
feel
roustabout
weirdly
and you
like
just had
something is
nothing
on
better to
fire
do. After you pick your background, one of the really important choices you have next is choosing your traits. While we had attributes in the first Outer Worlds, we leaned into traits for the Outer Worlds too, which are these big changes to your character depending on which ones you pick.
I am brilliant.
So it could be something like brilliant, where you can tag extra skills and you start getting extra skill points. And that's obviously really great if that's how you want to build your character. You can also go and do something like lucky, where you get extra critical chance, and you also get a lot of really cool options throughout the game as well. Of course, we brought back dumb, so the players love the dumb option.
3 minutes ago, someone called Ashon said, the funny thing is, if that wasn't COD at the end, a lot more of us would have been into that last game.
Yeah, literally.
Also, is that
literally.
more by Obsidian, not just Ben Schwartz?
Quite what I meant, but I like
I don't know.
boundaries.
I don't know.
That's what they said, that was their comment.
Spirit to good use.
You get like lots of really cool, fun conversation options in the game, but we took that even further. And again, there's lots of elements in the game where you can be dumb and use that for something. Could be something as simple as banging on a machine to get it to work. After you've invested in some of your traits, your next choices are going to be choosing your skills.
I can't work out why.
The skills themselves basically allow you to build on your playstyle and what your character is doing in the game. That will be everything from playing stealthily to speccing for an explosive specialty.
I will say, as far as like developer direct style things go like this, focusing on a particular game, compared to the Starfield one, I'm already so much more interested in this.
To change with the different choices you make.
Because that Starfield one felt impenetrable.
Actually had more skills than we have.
Starfield
so we
also
condensed them down to really the core and essence of what we really wanted there. But we made each point that you put into a skill much more impactful. So instead of getting small percentage changes, we actually did much larger changes per point that you put in each skill. And again, all these things, because of how they're checked inside the world itself, can matter quite a bit. You know, just even having one additional skill point in something can open up a lot more options in the world itself. If anybody's played Fallout New Vegas, they'll be very familiar with like the perk system. We basically borrowed that.
That COD trailer was
we
Dead
actually have
Island
more
levels
perks
of
than Fallout New Vegas did. But here's the cool thing, right? We check and use perks for literally everything.
Thing is,
right?
the COD trailer was just, it was so sci-fi. I was thinking, this is such a sci-fi thing, and suddenly you just ground it quite literally with seeing Call of Duty written on there. It's like,
now you can actually go around and steal things out of people's pockets.
Oh no. Fucking tricking me with the 9-inch nails. How dare you?
There's another perk called Heavy-Handed, right? Where say you're a melee person, what this does is now your power attacks that you use actually knock people down.
Because Hand That Feeds is my favorite 9-inch Nails song, so as soon as I heard that little riff, it's like, I know that.
Killer perk. As you start killing people, they will drop hearts. And you can take those hearts and essentially
that works on real people
these
too. Usually only one
you could say, and it's actually giving you a permanent health bonus every time you do it. We have this perk called Assassin. Now, this is an early game perk that you can take, which every time you stealth attack an enemy, you're actually going to get a movement bonus for a certain amount of time.
Flaws were a system that everybody loved from the first game. But we wanted to make it more personal to the player. We wanted it to really reflect how you were playing the game and give you a bonus that you actually wanted to really engage with.
With the flaw system returning, we knew we needed to go bigger, better, and more real than ever before.
In fairness, Silksong was acknowledged. It said it's going to launch the same day as the Xbox Ally handheld thing.
What you got. Okay, we need
more
more
did say,
flaws.
of course, didn't give a date.
Real. I want to put them in the game, so give me something. Inspiration. What's wrong with you?
Oh, I have bad knees.
You have bad knees? They hurt when you walk a lot?
Yes.
When you walk too much, they hurt?
No cartilage.
Sounds boring, makes you sound like a boring person, but it's in the game.
I know it.
It's a good flaw. What about you?
I like to take small things sometimes.
So you're stealing.
No, I'm taking.
When do you give them back?
I don't.
Claire. Claire, you shouldn't be stealing. What are you doing? You shouldn't be stealing, Claire. Tiny crimes? Do you hear the second part, though? It's a crime.
Well,
You're stealing. Claire, that's wrong. You can't steal things, okay? But it's an amazing flaw, and I'm putting it in the game. But you're a bad person. And are you the one that took my stapler?
do you need it?
Yeah. Give it back.
Okay.
Please. You, what do we got? Flaw.
I like to stare at the sun.
How long did you stare at the sun?
Just lunch break.
An hour?
Oh, I only get 30. You guys get an hour?
I get an hour.
An hour.
Oh. Makes me feel energized.
How many fingers am I holding up?
3?
No. Anything else? We'll put it in the game. We'll put it in the game because I
Real
feel bad
college
for you.
humor
Anything else?
One of my favorite flaws is something called bad knees. It will actually give you the option to take this flaw that'll make it so that you move faster throughout the game. But the problem is, anytime you stand up, your knees are going to make a loud popping noise that makes it so that, well, everyone around you is going to hear you.
There's one called Kleptomaniac. This is really interesting because what it does is when you steal something, you can actually sell it for more bits than normal. And like, that sounds really great. The drawback is sometimes when you're looking at things in the world that are owned by somebody else, you'll automatically steal them. So you have to be very careful about how you use them.
One of our more wacky perks is the Sun Gazer Flaw, and it just gives everyone cataracts while playing their game. So everything becomes like light shafts and blooms and hazes, and makes the game pretty unplayable if you happen to choose that perk.
If you happen to be the type of player that habitually reloads your weapons like I do, well, you'll be offered the flaw of over-prepared. Now, you'll get larger magazine sizes on all of your weapons, but if you ever fully empty your magazine, you're gonna take a debuff for a while.
Oh, that sucks.
Well, we
That
support
also is very
options like being a
clever.
gunslinger who wants to key into destructive weapons, or a rogue who wants to
there are
alpha
certain
strike their
players that
enemies
would
before they
never
know what
happen
hit
to,
them.
and I would probably be
We
one of
also allow for a lot of fun and experimental builds. You can be a mad scientist who utilizes gadgets and wacky science weapons and armors. Or even a psychopath who gains permanent bonuses to health by murdering their friends.
Nothing shows the impact of these character build options better than, in my opinion, the bridge area, which has a quest you get early on in Paradise Island.
The bridge.
Not only do you kind of encounter this very early, and it's a very core one to the story, but it really expresses our philosophy of allowing the player to solve problems in a bunch of ways. So you may solve it by, speech options. You may talk to them and maybe have to go do a quest for them and really kind of prove that you're a friend of the Protectorate to get by.
I may have need of your help, stranger, if you are ready to seize an opportunity to show fealty to the Protectorate.
You could go guns blazing and you could just take everyone out inside the POI, lower the bridge itself, and kind of get across. You could sneak in, lower the bridge, and then actually sneak in under the bridge to get over to the other side.
Stabbed him right in the butt.
Right in the arse. Right in the bad knee.
You can bypass the bridge entirely if you found like certain gadgets, like the shield gadget that protects you from poison gas as you go across, or the double jump boots, which kind of allow you to jump across the chasm and get across that way. There's even a really kind of messed up way, right? Which is players can actually sacrifice one of their companions. Their companion who they just found is part of.
We're no different than the Breeze if we start tossing our own to the rats. I sure as law ain't gonna follow someone who can't see the wrong in it.
I must
so
admit,
you're
I'm
getting
surprised
tossed.
we could come to an understanding. But I thank you for your loyalty, stranger. As promised, you shall have clearance to cross this bridge.
It's such a fun quest, but again, it really showcases that we want you to be able to solve this in whatever way you want to. When you build your character your way, we're there for you. We really want you to have the experience that you want to have out of this.
Factions and companions.
From the very beginning of our discussions about the Outer Worlds, we really knew we wanted every game to take place in a different colony. This lets us expand on all aspects of the universe. Every colony can be its own thing with its own flavor, and we can center them around anything we want, any ideas or setting we're interested in. Arcadia is an isolated colony with abundant resources, and it's run by an authoritarian faction called the Protectorate. Their dictatorship is thematically based around the question of how much freedom people will give up for security and luxury. For Protectorate subjects, unfortunately, that answer is everything. The Protectorate is also incredibly wealthy because it was founded by the inventor of the skip drives, which are the Outer World's faster-than-light engines. But those skip drives are starting to cause rifts in space-time, which are cutting off all the other colonies on Earth from being able to trade with each other. The Order of the Ascendant is an offshoot of the Order of Scientific Inquiry from the original game, and like them are a science-based religion with the same goal of solving the universal equation, which will allow them to predict and alter the future to the benefit of all mankind. They used to be part of the Protectorate, but they split off to focus on solving the equation for the good of everyone, not as a way to simply control the masses. The player's been sent to Arcadia as an Earth Directorate agent to find out how the skip drives are causing the rifts and what can be done to stop them. Each of the factions have their own solutions to the rift problem and their own goals. The Protectorate wants to close them to protect their legacy as the inventor of the drives and their wealth. The Order wants to close them not only for the good of everyone, but also because they're complicating the math they're using to solve the universal equation. And Antes just wants to be able to open and close them at will to control all the trade routes between the colonies. In addition to expanding the themes and lore of the Outer Worlds, we're also expanding the humor, so each faction has its own flavor of absurdity. Andy's choice is a merger between Anti-Cleo and
the
Spacer's
phrase
choice
"we're
from the original
expanding
game,
the humor"
and there are
is very
corporate
amusing to me.
representatives in the Outer Worlds too. They've invaded Arcadia to liberate their resources for all of humanity, at a profit, of course.
Also, anytime I hear Arcadia, all I think of is this isn't Skies of Arcadia.
The radio system. It was just iconic for me, and I wanted to make sure that the Outer Worlds 2 had that. So we actually built out 3 different radio stations, one for each of the major factions. You also have a ton of music. Each station might have, like, I think 20 tracks of unique music that we've made for it. It's a lot of stuff. But the really cool part about this entire thing is that we actually put a lot of reactivity into the radio. So it will respond to the things that are going on around the world that you've been interacting with. So if you go into a location, let's say you solve a problem for the Protectorate folks, if you listen to the Protectorate radio station, they're going to be cheering you on as a hero.
Wonderful news, everyone. The Zeranium gas leaks at the Automech repair facility, strongly believed to be caused by Anti's choice malefactors, have been corrected.
Some hotshot for hire just managed to fix the electrum leak in their repair facility. Now, I'm not saying we caused it in the first place, but we sure like the idea.
I'm not saying we didn't.
Not saying we did, not saying we didn't.
In fact, I might be saying we did.
The factions and companions are great examples of how we're going deeper and more complex this time around. They're integrated into the game's storyline much more than we did on the first Outer Worlds. And like with everything else in the game, they have a lot more reactivity. There are 6 companions in the Outer Worlds too. As usual, each has their own quest lines, but this time they are also connected to a different faction and have character arcs that the player can affect through their choices. Your first companion is Niles. He's another Earth Directorate agent like you, and he's looking for your help to decide whether he wants to become an even better agent or to turn his back on the Earth Directorate completely. There's also a somewhat cute Automech support drone that is basically Niles' helper. Her name is Val. Marisol's part of the Order of the Ascendant, and she's an aging but still deadly assassin. That's right, she's a deadly mathematician who may or may not have some unfinished business to attend to with the player's help. There's also a cultist named Azza, who is part of a sub-faction that worships the rifts, and in her case, violence in general. You can choose to either turn her away from overt violence or support her chaotic and dangerous tendencies. At one time, Anti's choice had a program to graft soldiers with animal parts to make them more formidable. Unfortunately, it didn't quite work, and most of them are now dead. There's a combat medic who survived, however, named Inez, and she wants the player to help her fix her graft, among other things.
Jesus, her arm is messed up.
Finally, there's Tristan. He's a Protectorate arbiter who is judge, jury, and executioner all rolled into one heavily armored package. It is your choice to either help him judge wrongdoers or show him what true justice looks like.
We definitely have reactivity in the game based on how you've been treating your companions. I won't reveal the end of the game, but let's say if you've not been treating them well, you will find out at the end of the game what that means.
Companions are a very, very important part
was just saying,
of merchandising.
no battle
because that's the
vicar
real
around
beauty
this
of the
time,
sequel.
then.
We're talking merch, baby. It is the lifeblood. It is what fuels us. Do you want to see some of my ideas? Hop, hop. Check this out.
Body pillow.
Gen Alpha loves body pillows, especially ones that look like human beings for some reason, right? Who needs a significant other
Which is
when you
most
could have a
of them?
knife-wielding space psycho up in your sheets, huh? What do they do with them when they get them, huh? Maybe a little napping, maybe a little snuggling, maybe a little nut.
Why did you have to write nuts?
I wondered that as well. Art and propaganda.
The visuals of the first Outer Worlds depicted a frontier colony in space. The Outer Worlds 2 is driven by an invasion of the Arcadia colony system by Auntie's Choice, which shifts the visuals to be more reminiscent of a World War I-like setting in space. That evolution is seen across all aspects of the game, starting with the factions. How do you militarize everything, including extreme capitalists or math-crazed scientists? In a World War I setting, war comes with propaganda. The Sovereign uses it to maintain control, Auntie's Choice uses it to help their bottom line. The Order just wants to show how it exists within the grand plan. We want players to feel like Arcadia is a living, breathing place scarred by a long-standing war. Fairfield, one of the first towns you encounter, was once under protectorate control, but has recently been taken over by Auntie's Choice. They don't just occupy the town, they rebrand it with their signature style, repainting buildings, posting guards, and adding propaganda-based holograms featuring Auntie and the Moon Man. Showing the towns evolving after the invasion helps us push immersion for our players. One of our priorities in visually realizing the world of the Outer Worlds 2 was making sure everything is clear and recognizable from the player standpoint. We want to make sure each faction has a particular look and design. So when the player is running across these vast, different environments and landscapes, they're recognizing the motifs and visuals of who they're talking to, what they're going to be talking about, and how that progresses throughout the story. The first Outer Worlds was really about the player interfacing with corporations. And while we have that in the Outer Worlds 2, we really want to express not just the corporations, but how the player interacts with other facets of the world, like government entities or religious structures. And then we elaborate on those.
With larger environments, we wanted to encourage exploration by improving player mobility across the board. Now you can run, slide, double jump, mantle, and parkour your way through all of the nooks and crannies of these worlds. It really allows the player to just explore and have fun.
Because I've not played the original.
Cool
the fact they've emphasized running, like weapons and gunplay. The fact they've emphasized running, does that mean that
everything in the Outer
you
Worlds
really
2 better
couldn't
from
run
top
the
to
first
bottom?
one then?
The
Or was it just
RPG
very
elements
limited
would
running?
start, but that's touched our
I do
story,
not know.
our art, and especially our gameplay. A good sequel is true to the original. That's first and foremost, right? Like, we all want to add in a bunch of things as you're making a sequel. Right? You want to make it bigger and better in every way. That's what we were trying to do here. And I thought, we did not need this consultant. We've made enough sequels. We understand how to do this. And I will say, I don't think it's been entirely successful.
I am very proud of the combat improvements we have made in the Outer Worlds.
This must be the
thanks
consultant.
to my patented combat system. You may be thinking to yourself, it can't be that good. Shush, what are you even talking about? You haven't seen it yet. Watch this. Put a helmet on, because I'm about to blow all of your minds with my COMBAT system, combat system. My name is Mark, I'm the head of sequels. Shall we begin? You're thinking, what's C for? C, capitalize the fact that the people loved the first game. We're gonna take those people, we're gonna make them buy the sequel, giving out pounds, pounds, pounds. Quick ones, ha, ha, not you, Dan. Here we go. What comes after C? O. Optimize for player satisfaction. I am terrified of online gamers, okay? I want to make them happy. So let's, okay? All right. Mobilize the players so they're ready for that sweet, sweet pre-order. Clap with me. Sweet, sweet. If you don't have rhythm, Brandon, just say it. Sweet, sweet.
If you don't have rhythm,
Everybody
just say
has a different
it.
rhythm, and it's blowing mine.
If you
Here we
can
go.
say it to a
B,
rhythm.
burglarize. What is this? It's basically just finding new ways to loot dead bodies. You know what I mean? Right, Otis? Okay, well, it's a big part of the game. A, you gotta agonize about how many people are gonna be angry that we have just put so much combat into this thing and almost no romance at all. We should look at ourselves. What is wrong with us, huh? We can't have one love story in this? How many people have been in love? Raise your hands. Raise your hand if you're in love. Okay, are you lying?
I have a wife.
Put your hand down. T, trois. In French, that means two, sequel.
I think that means 3.
Okay, you're getting ahead of yourself. Come on, Claire. We're on 2. And how do we end it? Anything is possible. And we've established that we're the best there is, and there's no sequel better than us. And if I could just say one more thing, thank you very much. I know I've kind of changed the world of video games today.
For The Outer Worlds 2, we wanted to improve gunplay in every way. We focused on improving the feel of each weapon, the way a weapon snaps into ADS, the way recoil feels when firing, and how impactful our sound effects really sell the weapon's fantasy, to things like how unique reload animation can add a lot of character to each weapon. We've increased the variety of weapons by including new weapon types, but also through a host of fun and unique weaponry. We have things like the Bourse Blaster that fires out tumors that can explode like grenades, or can even be eaten by the player for additional health.
I'm sorry, what?
Ew.
We have a weapon called Rookie's Reward that will actually level up the more you use it throughout the game. And every time it levels up, it's got fun fanfare where it's like shooting out confetti and it's got a fun little setup.
Right, I completely agree.
We have a really fun weapon called the pop-up gun. It fires out ad drones that will distract your enemies with corporate ads, slogans, and jingles. While your enemies are distracted, you can focus fire on them or explode these drones for additional damage. New to The Outer Worlds 2 are throwables. So you can use frag grenades to flush out enemies, smoke grenades to camouflage and escape, distraction devices to bait enemies into a stealth attack.
Up the butt.
And even science grenades that will levitate enemies, allowing you to fire upon them while they float helplessly.
It's like the reverse of how shooting works in Breath of the Wild.
And of course, science weapons are back. We have returning favorites, like the Shrink Ray. This time it's been upgraded so you can shrink your enemy down to the size of a sprat and run over them, exploding them into bits.
The Shrink Ray, that was probably my favorite one from the first game, so we brought it into the second game, but we improved it though. So instead of shrinking your enemies for a short period of time and having them re-expand, this time they stay shrunk, and we actually added in the ability to step on them and kind of squish them and kick them, because we knew that was a player fantasy. We knew that's what everybody wanted to do. They wanted to step on the enemies, they wanted to kick them, so we made sure to double down on that stuff.
In addition to things like our returning favorites, we also have some really fun and unique new science weapons. One of them is called the Armageddon. This one's really cool because it actually shoots out these masses that are like these little arms that will stick to people or cover all kinds of different things. And they will continue to just hit them until they get destroyed. And we have another one that's just super cool.
I appreciate the wordplay. I don't appreciate what the weapon is.
This is a melee weapon that actually lets you attack to a musical beat. And if you continue to do that, you'll actually get additional bonuses each hit you do.
Literal Beat Saber, that's so funny.
One of my personal favorite weapons is called the Big Bang. It's just a big freaking gun that uses material harvested from rifts to shoot out a giant ball of energy, vaporizing everything in its path. Now, ammo's extremely rare for this weapon, but you can use it in just the right situation to devastating effects.
Oh no.
Another great one is Gary. If you wear Gary, he will lash out at your opponents as you're walking through combat. So we even have science armors, and we've really kind of shown off what we thought was really great for the player from a science perspective.
Not a fan of Gary.
We're all about letting people play the game their way. There are some players who prefer to be immersed in a first-person view, taking in all the details.
Blow a hole in Mars while you're at it.
Who really prefer to take the world in from a third-person perspective. Why not allow both? Well, now you can swap between the two, letting you enjoy the experience in whatever way you like.
And enjoy them.
See, I mentioned this on the Summer Game Fest.
One of the things I really like about having the third-person mode is
much prefer
being able to see all
in some
the fun
circumstances.
And armors and armor
And I think
combinations and weapons that you can equip
Yeah, so I think
with.
I would actually prefer to play this were I to play it in third person.
So you're double jumping around, you get to see your character in that way, and you get to take in the world and see things in a different light.
The Outer Worlds 2 is really the biggest game we've ever made. Bigger choices, more reactivity, more weapons, more things to find in each of the worlds the players can visit.
That's poop.
The team has done incredible work bringing the Outer Worlds 2 to life.
What?
That's pee.
And we can't wait for you to play it.
Even though we've always been a multi-project studio, this is going to be the first time we've ever released 3 games in 1 year. It feels amazing to do. We're so excited for more people to be playing our games. It is truly an exciting time here at Obsidian. We're exploring
Please get
worlds
out of my
big
house.
and small while expanding on franchises that we've created, and we have no plans to slow down. We hope you all continue to come along with us as we do what we do best, make your worlds your way.
Thanks, Burger King.
Montage! Montage! That was a good deep dive into that.
A good spacewalk.
Yeah.
No, stop.
With the Outer Worlds 2,
there's
we're
more.
all about the best place to play, which is also
Well, yeah, Grounded
the
2
promise
is the
of
next
Xbox.
one, right?
You could play the Outer Worlds 2 on this Xbox.
He's holding the
But it
internet.
may be hard to play it when you're staring at all these beautiful holes. Let's cut that.
Don't.
You could play the Outer Worlds 2 on this Xbox. Oh yeah, now that's Microsoft.
That's the radio
Or you
speaker.
can take a phone call on this Xbox, then play the Outer Worlds 2 right after. Excuse me, I'm getting a call. Hello? What am I doing? I'm playing the Outer Worlds. Hello? Yeah, this is Mark. I didn't know I had jury duty today. You could play the Outer Worlds 2 on this Xbox, but it takes 2 people to lug around safely. We're gonna go up to my apartment, okay? And this is an Xbox
steal
you
it.
actually wear that also plays the Outer Worlds 2. What do you think, Claire?
This is amazing.
Are you playing?
I think so.
Fantastic. So now this is actually not an Xbox, so you cannot play the Outer Worlds 2 on it. Can't play anything on this. I guess Bread. You ever play Bread where you take it out of one slot, put it in the other? I don't have friends. If you pre-order
you
the
beat the special
premium
boss in Metal Gear
edition
Solid
now,
Bread 2.
you'll get early access, which is like
Take the bread
a
out of one and put it in the
prequel
other.
to the sequel, or
Can't say I've ever done
or is
that.
launch the sequel to the pre-order, or like why are any
Well,
of
you
us
have to, or
alive
you
at
can't
any-
beat the
at any
boss.
time?
Because he can see all your moves.
It doesn't matter. Either way, my job here is done. It's time for the Grounded 2 portion of the Direct, which is sort of like the sequel to the Outer Worlds 2 portion of the Direct, which I absolutely just hit a home run with. You know, it's really nice to see my influence go on to other games. Take it away, team.
Bye, Ben.
And big exit.
Okay, let's see what Grounded 2 is all about then. Well, I think we know, but let's see what they got to say.
Honey, I Shrunk the sequel.
We're so proud of Grounded. What started as a small passion project to make a quirky game where you're shrunk down to the size of an ant, trying to survive in a backyard, grew into something way bigger than we ever imagined. Over 25 million of you jumped in, explored, built, crafted, and fought off giant bugs together. Y'all helped make the entire experience very special to us. The team's been cooking up a ton for Grounded 2, and we're so excited to talk about it. I had to grease some palms to steal a bit of time from the Direct to give you a deeper look. There were so many possibilities and ideas that didn't make it into the first game, so with the sequel, we have the chance to dream bigger. To achieve those dreams, we partnered with the amazing folks at Eidos Montreal. Together, we're taking Grounded from the backyard to an even larger world, the Brook Hollow Community Park.
When we started working on Grounded 2, we knew that we wanted to make a bigger world. Fortunately for us, Eidos Montreal became our main partner on developing Grounded 2. They have a lot of similarities to the sorts of things that are important to us at Obsidian. They tend to make very narratively strong games. They make games with really deep characters and great character progression. They make games with great gameplay.
Everyone at Eidos Montreal is thrilled.
I
and
honestly
honored to
thought
be
he was
working
wearing a
with
dressing
Obsidian
gown as he walked in
Entertainment.
there.
Our two studios
I was like, that's a strong
share
look.
a lot of DNA. The same things that are important to Obsidian Entertainment are important to us. Choice and consequences, player communities, and doing justice to great IPs and great franchises. The fact that we're the first partners that they're working with to make a sequel to their franchise feels like we're an important part of their history.
The events of Grounded 2 take place 2 years after the first game. The same 4 teenagers are returning.
So there's Max, Hoops, Willow,
and Pete.
They're a couple years older, which means they've gone through a bit more high school, a bit more mature. It's 1992, the world's a little bit different, but we're still in that fun, nostalgic era of the early 1990s. In Grounded 2, we're moving the action out of the backyard and into the Brook Hollow Community Park.
I don't think it was
Not only is it bigger, it allows us to tell a lot more stories and expand the world of Grounded by exploring what the community of Brook Hollow has been up to and what they've been through.
The park overall is about 3 times the size of the backyard, and our initial starting area is actually the same size as the entire backyard from the first Grounded. The reason we wanted to move into a park wasn't just to create a bigger world, but was to give us the opportunity to explore the community of Brook Hollow and what secrets have they been hiding.
What we love and what we're excited about in terms of the park is the opportunity to create environments and landmarks that are mundane at normal size, but are colossal wonders when you're the size of an ant.
And I cannot work out who.
Everything
So
from
familiar
a
about
giant
space.
trash can to a community picnic table or a snack bar.
Thor was here.
All of these areas come to life.
So the
I
graffiti
love the fact that
way.
afterwards it just says no.
Part of the fun in Grounded 2 is that the park was evacuated really quickly right before our teens were shrunk. And that means that the park has been sort of turned upside down and is in a topsy-turvy state. And that leads to really fun environmental storytelling.
Answer
but
me.
it also leads into the creation of amazing biomes for our characters to explore. One of my favorite examples of this is the ice cream cart. In all of the commotion, the ice cream vendor's cart has been knocked over and its contents have spilled out into the ground. And what this means for our young adventurers is that they'll be able to explore this frozen cave of interesting challenges and colorful Lovecraftian horror.
We have one anthill that's actually somebody decided to bury a bunch of toxic stuff in the park. And so there's all these toxic chemicals under the ground. The environment looks very cool and very spooky with all of these sort of chemical pools. And of course, nothing can live down there except for one type of insect, the cockroach.
Cockroach!
We are oftentimes reinventing environments, and in future updates, you're gonna see a ton of new stuff. You do a lot of fighting against insects of all shapes and sizes. We didn't just want it to look better, we also knew we wanted to add a new layer of strategy. The changes that we've made aren't limited to tuning animations or adjusting attack or defense numbers or making characters or insects move faster or slower. But we did all that too, but there's also an entire sort of rock, paper, scissors strategy involving light attacks, heavy attacks, and blocking. We've also added dashing as a new way to both get out of danger quickly.
I was going to say, is that like in essence like a parry mechanic? That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Or an evade
And almost
type
all
thing.
the insects in the game will
Evade,
have these
yeah.
abilities now too. Sort of like a chess match, but one that's super frenetic,
And involves
looks
you getting
super
killed
cool,
if you get it wrong.
and is ultimately just a ton
Most
of fun.
chess matches don't.
We're leaning into clearer play styles for tanky warriors, low defense, high damage rogues, effect wielding mages, and ranged
Oh,
hunters.
so each character's a different type.
In the first Grounded, we have mutations, and there were weapons and armors that favored different playstyles. In Grounded 2, not only will there be passive mutations, but there will also be active mutations. And a lot of those mutations support these archetypes.
My favorite way to play pretty much any game is chasing after those game-breaking builds. And that's why I'm so excited for what we're doing with archetypes in Grounded 2. I'm all in on the rogue. Now, you can even dual-wield daggers. I've been dialing in this glass cannon build that stacks ambush, assassin, and cardiofan mutations with the wolfbane daggers and the wolf spider armor. It lets me open up combat with massive backstab damage that also inflicts venom. Then, I can use the extra stamina to reposition and try to dodge, rinse, and repeat. It's high risk, high reward, and absolute chaos in all the best way.
I like
I'm
me a
looking
bit of
forward to
stealth.
seeing what wild
you know?
combos the community comes up with.
Stealth,
and what
but
they
also,
inevitably break
like you
once
said,
they get their
glass
hands
cannon,
on the
as in,
archetype
like,
system.
it's fine
gonna
if it
be
works,
awesome
if it doesn't,
watching it evolve
you're
with player
cooked.
feedback and watching us try to keep up with all of your game-breaking builds.
One of the great things about Grounded
Yeah,
is the
good luck
variety
breaking
of players
the
it
game. You
attracts,
will break the
from
game.
builders to crafters and everything in between. If you've ever watched me on Casually Grounded livestream, you'd know that I'm neither. I am a murderer of insects. Personally, I prefer the term harvester. I love going out, hitting things, and bringing the materials like insect body parts back to my friend's seeds. This way, we keep progressing and playing together.
We're also trying to make sure
Right.
that armor
I
and
completely
equipment
agree.
are easily understood by the
Just like
player,
they're so
especially
quirky
when they're
in the chat.
playing co-op with their friends. It was really, really important for us to deliver on all of that for the bigger space and experience, because that was the only way we could truly support the feature the community has been asking for since the very first Grounded release.
What could that be?
Mounts. Our mounts, we call them buggies, have an entire suite of moves and have their own special abilities
Yeah, fair play.
and attacks.
Fair play.
We really wanted the buggies to be an extension of the player in every way possible. And that meant making sure that buggies had unique and valuable abilities across all the core pillars of Grounded. So that doesn't just mean exploration and travel. That has gameplay implications for combat, crafting, and building as well. Just like how we wanted to expand on player playstyles throughout the game, we're going to make sure that every buggy that we add has its own personality.
Agreed.
The Red Ant
Some of the best
Soldier
mounts
can
in World
enlist
of
up to
Warcraft,
2
things
Red Ant
like that
workers
had
to follow you
crafting things
around
on
and
them,
help
give
you
your
out.
friend a
If you get
ride.
into combat, and you
Nicaragua was
wanna
in the
fight
chat
while you're
saying,
saddled on
"Oh
your
whoa,
buggy,
do you want to
you can
do you
jump
want to
off,
wide the
and they'll
buggy
fight right
wuggies?"
alongside you and provide support. The Orb Weaver buggies are a little less useful when it comes to general utility, like building a base or harvesting. But they're awesome when it comes to combat.
What a kill!
Sure, their defenses aren't super strong, but they're
Spider
heavy
Riders,
hitters.
Claire, that
They're
famous
also
anime
super
that you
fast,
love.
And they have some great special abilities, like a scream that allows them to stun lesser-powered insects, and the ability to shoot webs and entangle other creatures. So the Orb Weavers won't be your base-building buggy. You should use the Red Ant Soldier for that. But they're super fun for exploration and
How are we
combat.
taming these bastards?
Luck.
Red Ant Soldiers and Orb Weaver Spiders will be available at game preview launch. There will be others in the future, but those are the two we're starting with.
They're gonna gradually
The
roll
connection
out,
that our Grounded
roll out more
community has with
insects.
us is something we want
Roll
to
out
keep
more
forging with the
buildings.
sequel as we make an even bigger game than the original.
Pretty much from day one, we knew we wanted to return to game preview for Grounded 2. Sure, it comes with some trade-offs, like the game's not done and it's out to the world. But there's so much value in building it alongside the community.
I didn't like that.
Buggies change how you traverse and navigate the park. What we're doing with Grounded 2 is we're actually keeping zip lines held back so we can see how players engage with buggies, and then we can tweak zip lines to bring them back over time to really complement that buggy experience and make exploring the park far more fun. That kind of feedback loop helped shape the original Grounded, and we wanted to shape the design for Brook Hollow Park, archetypes, buggies, all of it. We also learned a lot from that first time around. One thing that stood out immediately, players blaze through our content, especially the story. That makes sense. Story, characters, world building, that's kind of Obsidian's thing. It's the flavor we bring to the survival genre. So this time, we're starting with a much bigger baseline.
There's been an explosion at Brook Hollow Park. Chaos descended on a ceremony commemorating the 2-year anniversary of when 4 teenagers were miniaturized against their will.
One of our favorite parts of the first game was watching the community uncover clues and spin up theories. This time around, we're leaning even more into that, and we'll be keeping a close eye on what our players discover and how they interpret it. Because you never know what might inspire us as development moves forward.
We really started to hit our groove at the end of Grounded 1. We found that being open about what we were planning and then following through was key to building trust with the community. As a small team, we had to experiment with update pacing and scope, and what we found resonated the most with all of you were bigger, beefier updates, even if it took us a little longer to land. So that's the plan. Larger, more complete updates spaced out just enough so we can take your feedback seriously and make every drop count.
I can only imagine how difficult that balance is to get that right.
New biomes, new building pieces.
Yeah, and it
all
won't
the
be
good
right
stuff.
at launch.
And we're launching with a public roadmap so everyone knows what to be excited about in the future.
All of us at Obsidian Entertainment and IDOS Montreal are super excited
God, I
about
wish
how
I could
close
really
we are
like
to
He
letting
reminds
all
me
of
of
you
Rick
players
Moranis.
get shrunk a second time
A
and
little.
explore the all-new
That's not
park
who I'm
on
thinking of.
buggies
Take
in
this
Grounded 2.
space.
If you're a returning Grounded
I don't
player,
even know.
we're really looking forward to you experiencing all the improvements.
You're right, though,
If this
Jer,
is your
but that's
first
not who
time
I'm
getting
thinking
tiny,
of.
then all
Thank
I
you.
can tell you is that a world with an entirely new
There's a
perspective
slight box
and an
lightner-ishness
entirely new feel
about
awaits
him.
you in Brook Hollow
But it's
Park.
not. I don't think it's.
It's
who I'm
time
thinking
to
of.
ride together and survive together.
I'll be honest, I'm curious to perhaps give that a try at some point, but I've not played the original.
Yeah, I've not played the original either, but I don't think you need to.
Hmm. Oh. Are we getting a big montage?
This is that Korean game.
We're getting a montage.
Oh, this is the other montage.
This is where it starts. We can change the world as we know it.
That Clockwork game looked fabulous.
Yeah, Clockwork Revolution is probably one of the standouts for me.
Let's do
It's
this.
one. I'm into things that look interesting.
Mm.
I'm in.
Also, I have a couple of things to point out. One of which is that there are no ghosts in the Soviet Union as a book. Because when I googled it, I found it, so I don't know if that's a joke based on that. The second thing is something I sent you, Jer, which you can look at and decide if you want to engage with.
Follow me.
Oh, where did you send it to me?
Discord. Oh, the White House.
Not today. We might do it a different day because I think we're going to head off after this. This is done and we've talked for a couple of minutes. If that's right,
It's more the fact that I googled it and I was like, this isn't the same thing, right? And I don't think it is.
This is gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
It was quite the hang on a fucking second.
Code 1 to mission control, we're falling!
The cat with the no ghost in the ground one looked good as well.
Form up! It's game time, baby!
There we go. Good show, Xbox. Good show.
Thank you for watching.
Good show, Xbox. Good show is what I say.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Loads of stuff announced. I'm not going to go through the whole list and try and remember, but like you say, Clockwork Revolution and Felflowne, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, they're two of the...
Aphelion, yeah.
Yeah, they're two of the ones that have really stood out to me. So,
I love the fact you were like, yeah, I'm into it. Monster noises. Maybe not so into it.
it was more just that thing of, oh no, I thought I was going to get to explore and there's a thing.
There's a thing, like from the movie The Thing.
But yeah, so I think that there isn't really much more to discuss, I don't think, unless there are any other games in particular that stood out to you, Claire, because we're probably going to wrap up within the next couple of minutes.
I think no, I liked the Coraline-esque thing of there are no ghosts at the Grand.
Yeah, that one too, actually. Good shout.
And yeah, I'll be fascinated to know what makes Animo different from Pal World and
And obviously Mudang as well was another one that stood out. I just want to know more about it.
The Korean shamanistic game, yeah. Very interesting. Well, I mean, I have never owned an Xbox, so it's not really something that be engaging.
But to be fair though, the majority of those games you might be able to play because a whole chunk of them are going to be on PlayStation and PC as well.
Oh, that was one of the games I was going to check out on the Switch. What was it called? The Tree of Lana or something? The Island?
It was, he says, looking at the list, Planet of Lana.
Planet of Lana, yeah. So apparently the OG one is Switch under a tenner. So I might check that out because that's my jam.
There we go.
So yeah.
Cool beans. Well,
thank you, Xbox.
Exactly. Hey, look, I enjoy doing these reaction type streams, and it's nice to kind of get an idea of where games are going. And obviously, some things stay the same, but it's nice to see some new, diverse things coming in as well. Things you just don't expect. Like, we got a new game, what was it? Beast of Reincarnation is a new game being announced from Game Freak, the Pokemon people.
Oh, yeah, like, I think that's where I came in, and I was like, what the heck is going on? Yeah, like, it sort of... What the heck is going on? It sort of actually properly dawned on me as we were watching it more that Game Freak just announced a new IP, just randomly on an Xbox thing. Like... I'm sure there's going to be more about that in the coming days. As well, not a Nintendo one. It's quite a... I'm not sure if they confirmed any consoles specifically. Oh, but... Well, I mean at an Xbox event as well. Exactly. But yeah, so folks, I think we're going to wrap up there. If you want to find Felf online, best way to do that, I believe, Felf, is to use your Linktree, which is linktree/Felflowne. Yeah, I actually updated it the other day, so it's got my blue sky on it. And my Instagram, which it didn't have on there. I mean, I don't update either of them, but the point is I updated my Linktree. One thing at a time. There you go. What about you, Joe? Easy way for me, linktree/Jeraffemy. There you can find all the links, the YouTube channels, including the VODs channel, which should be getting more updated over the coming week and whatnot. In terms of upcoming schedule, this coming Friday, which I want to say off the top of my head is the 13th. I'm probably wrong on that. Let me double check quickly. 8 plus 7. Wait, what day are we on? So yeah, Friday. Yes, Friday the 13th. So Friday the 13th of June, we'll be continuing with our playthrough of the Somnium Files. So hope you can join us for that, because we had a grand old time doing that Friday night, and looking forward to seeing more things, because the plot is thickening after the latest discovery we saw at the end of our playthrough. The latest unusual plot. There you go. But if you've missed any of the streams, though, you could find them here on the archives on Twitch. I'll be getting the VODs up on YouTube as soon as I can. But otherwise, thank you so much for joining us. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you've got any questions, requests and stuff, feel free to hit us up, I guess, on our relevant socials, and we'll answer it if we can. Anyone we can raid? Let me have a gander. I saw Milo was streaming earlier, but I'm not sure anyone else is. And you make the call. We don't have to raid it. My device is going all weird. Let's give it a rest for today then, Joe, and let's just sign off. Yeah, if you don't mind, I would normally try to. Not at all. But yeah, everything seems to be going Pete Tong, so I don't want to risk it. So, folks... Pete Tong's streaming. Okay. On that note, folks, thank you so much for joining us. From myself, Jeremy, from Claire, we've been in the fun zone once again. Talk to you soon. Have a lovely rest of your weekend. Bye-bye.